Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Value Series from Perspective Training Institute. Today, we're going to discuss on very interesting topic. Today, we're going to discuss on three secret strategies to build a fortune like a CEO. Isn't that an interesting topic? What if you have a strategies to make money like a CEO? Would that interest you? Let's check it out. You know, according to the Bloomberg report, Apple CEO Tim Cook made $133.7 million in salary. You know how much it is if you convert it into INR? Close to 1,000 crore plus. Isn't that a huge money? Isn't that the money you would like to have? You know, typically a CEO is a head of, organization. He is a head of all functions in an organization. You know how many functions an organization normally have? There are many. Yeah, if I name it, there are functions like procurement, supply chain, manufacturing, sales and marketing, finance, R&D, HR, communications, and information technology, and many more. Do you think the head of an organization is an expert of all these functions? Then how he or she is managing all the show? Isn't that a big question? You know, I would say the biggest myth that has been ever told to us that we have to be an expert of everything if you want to be a flag bearer. I typically don't blame you for that because this is how we've been brought up in our lives. We almost spent 25 years of our life believing this. You don't believe in me? Okay, let me give you an example. In our school and colleges, in our education system, we've been always told that if you want to be at the top, you have to excel in every subject that has been taught to you, right? If you don't excel in the subject, it's merely impossible to achieve number one rank. But our school system or our education system has never taught us how to put the basics of what we learn together and generate a real value for us. We've been never taught on that. If anybody's thought of doing so in that age, our education system never ever promoted or encouraged that behavior. So, that's the reason we hardly use the knowledge that we have learned in the classroom in our real life. You might have seen that a graph which shows that you started learning mathematics, you started with algebra, then you went to derivatives and then integrations, and then double integration, triple integration, third order differential equation and all that. And what you use in real life is an Excel or a Word, right? So what is being taught to us in classroom, we never know how to put that knowledge together and generate a real value for ourselves. And that's the reason, even the brightest of graduates and the postgraduates from the eminent colleges, they feel helpless in the real world because they don't know what to do with that knowledge. So they just look out for the job because that's what we've been educated for. So what do we really got out of education, in my opinion, is the behavioral pattern and the thought process, to play the game within the defined arena and the defined set. Like, for every class in your education system, you have a defined syllabus. And if you've been asked something which is not in the textbook, you always disregard that, saying that it's an out of syllabus thing, right? So we always have this attitude, an attitude, I call it as, let me first know all attitude. So you always want to know everything. You always wanted to be an expert. That is what we got it from our education system. I think that behavioral pattern sometimes is holding us back because we almost spent 25 years of our life doing things, or or executing things in that manner only. So, so do you think this strong belief, which we've been carrying for last 25 years, can be eradicated in quick time? I don't think so. And that's the reason, or that's something which is holding us back from achieving greater success in life. Do you think the same thought process riches have? In my opinion, the financially successful people have exactly opposite thought process or the way of doing things than most of us do. So the first shift one needs to bring in the thought process and in action is we need to be open for an opportunities. One can never know everything in one go. Rather, we need to accept challenges, conquer the fear with the knowledge, with whatever knowledge you can gain, and build your fortune along the way. Does that mean CEOs are not expert? Yes, they are. In fact, they are genius of something. They are expert of setting direction and taking people along. Successful people are very clear for what they stand, and almost every one of them shows remarkable skill of dealing with people. That one quality, I would say, that got never been nurtured in us. Head is supposed to understand its people well. He is supposed to understand their employees' strength and weaknesses, push them on a strength and cover up for their weaknesses. Have genuine empathy for the people. Be genuinely interested on their success because their success brings an organization success. So you need to inject that value in the people to do more and to do it in the right way. And I think that's the characteristics which makes CEO influential and loved. On the contrary, we always been rewarded for individualistic performance. Take it in our schooling system. There is only one number, one position. So there is always a reward for individualistic performance, which doesn't work in the real world. So that's another shift we need to bring on our thought process. And that's a secret number 2. That let the individualistic performance of your team defines your performance. What does that mean? Is you help more people within your team so that they do more. You help them to get best out of them. You genuinely help them so that they can grow in an organization. When people within or people who reports to you, when they grow, you automatically grow. And that's how CEOs are made. So typically you always get more when you give more. So give more, help more people. And that's the sure short way to success. You still might wonder that these are the characteristics to an extent are also shown by mid managers and the senior managers as well, right? Then why the CEOs are only one who are highly paid? The obvious reason for this is the impact and the value they create. Let me explain it in a different way. The only resource constraint that we all have, whether you are super successful or you are not, the only constraint that we all have is time. We always heard of this phrase is that time is money, but it's mostly, I would say, underestimated and ignored. But I do believe in a literal sense, time is money. Most of us always go around multiplying our money through better investment opportunities or switching through jobs, creating, more rate per hour. But very few go around creating or multiplying time. Typically, everybody gets paid for the value and impact they create with the time they work for. Technically, CEO is responsible for everything in an organization, which means the number of hours spent by every employee in an organization works for him as well. Let's say, for example, an organization having a lakh employee working 8 hours a day, that means the total work that is getting done for a CEO in a day is 8 lakh hours per day. So if the work is getting done for 8 lakhs hours per day, that means he's definitely gonna get paid a lump sum of money. So that's the third major shift, I would say, and that's a secret number three, is multiply your time. If you really want to multiply your money, it will give you the larger growth, the larger leverage. So I just wanted to ask you, how many of these strategies you've been applying in your life directly or indirectly? If you're not aware how to apply it in your life, Perspective Training Institute gives you a platform so that you can unfold these strategies for you. Let me be your coach and guide to help you to take your financial destination. Perspective Training Institute helps you or offer you three ways to generate income for you along with your job. As we discussed in last video, a no-brainer trading system, that's one way wherein you can generate an additional income flow. Also, you can create a leverage. It's a no-brainer trading system we're going to teach. Second, we have a fantastic system of online retailing and franchising, wherein you can create a time leverage for you. That's an additional source of income, and the second source of income. And the third source of income is if you work with us for a certain period of time, we're gonna train you so that you can be a trainer on our platform with the contents, with the setup we've been teaching. So you would be teaching over a period of time the same thing, and you can generate income streams for you, right? So I would say, guys, make use of the systems, the strategies we've been teaching. Register for our masterclass. I welcome you to our masterclass. You can find the registration link for a masterclass in the description box. Do register, do show up for a masterclass, and do change your life. So I wish you a great financial future and see you in the masterclass. Thank you, guys.